Okay, so I'm gonna do this separate video, right? This is just an introduction that I did separately because I went to rewatch what I filmed just now, right? And I realized that the information that I give in this episode, right, is overwhelming. I feel that actually I thought that like all these small details are just like small part of the whole video. Then end up right, I realized that all these small became a very long and big video, which is 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do, right, is now that you have clicked this video, I actually will put a timeline or timestamp that shows you like every minute what am I going to talk about. So in this whole video, I'm going to talk about different things. So don't just watch the start, because if you watch the start, you will miss the end. Or if you want to watch some specific topics, you can go and click the timestamp. I think it's easier that way than I just start the video like this and then you don't know where to start, because there's so many things that is happening, and whatever that I have shared for the last few months or whatever that happened last time is snowballing down to today market, because this is like the start and end of a market. So the start and end of a market, right, will see changes. So we are at the considered the end of another changes or the start of another changes. So we are at maybe a start point and a finishing point, or a finishing point and a start point. I'm not too sure how to explain, but now the market started in 2018, where there's a lot of properties, and then 5 years into the market, pandemic ended. This year is the first year that we officially, everybody also don't need to wear masks in the train already or the buses. So there is a lot of things that is happening and it's interrelated. So go and see the timestamp. If not, just finish the whole video. Thank you. And before I start, go and press the like button. And remember to subscribe. Let's go. Okay, so today I prepared a few topics to talk about and why I decided to talk about these few topics is because I feel that there's a lot of discussion on these few topics whether is it on the government level or the Singaporean level. But anyway, again, I want to emphasize that I'm talking about this because it's related to property, not because there is a political agenda over here. So if today, right, you listen already and you belong to the white or the blue or whatever party and whatever, and you're not happy with my comment, then don't watch, because this is a property channel. We are talking about knowledge, we are talking about information. We are not here to cite anybody, okay? So if today you want to put out comments on what government, come on please, I will delete your comment, I'll block you, okay? Because this is not okay, I don't want to complain really. Okay, anyway, before we go to any of this information, I just want to touch a little bit and I want to share a direction. Many things actually many things has happened, and many things has happened not the way many people thought it will happen. So actually I wanted to go and dig up all the comments that I had from my first video to my last video, which is 300 over past video for the last few years. And I wanted to make a comment on it, but I like, don't want haters shall hate so I don't want to go and comment on who make this comment or whatever, but I just want to make it simple. In 2019, 2018, on block market, a lot of supply. People say properties cannot sell finish. This is not 100% true, because a lot of OCR, RCR already sell finish. I do agree today there is still a lot of CCR that cannot sell finish. Why do I say that? If you follow my Telegram group, in the morning, I actually share this article, and this article came out today on 25th February. It shows about 30 projects with a 2023 ABSD deadline. And in these 30 projects, if you put in your effort to go and see, you'll be surprised on the trends, okay? I already say many times about freehold properties in the last 3-4 years. Those people that say no Aaron, freehold is very good freehold make a lot of money freehold is the best okay? I feel that this ABSD thing is already a clue to you, okay? Why? Because first of all, you look at the whole list. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 99 years properties that is facing ABSD problems. And the rest are freehold properties, which is maybe 20 over other projects. Most of these properties, if you realize that I always say that there's a difference between luxury projects and the CCR area as well as the OCR, RCR, there's a difference between the characteristics and the way to invest, the way to buy. Those clients that follow me in the last few years, they will understand. Those clients that have engaged me, I already share with them like why I'd rather you buy a big OCR 4-bedder than go and buy a 1-bedder in the CCR or a 2-bedder in the CCR. This is also one of my reasons. Most of these projects are in CCR. There's only maybe 5 OCR and maybe 2 RCR or 3 RCR. Okay? So if you don't know, you want to know, go and check out the list. Okay? Because when I say something, right, I need to justify for what I say. Because I don't just say for the sake of agenda or say for the sake of a video. I want to give out facts. I'm a person that I hate fake information and I hate people spreading wrong information in today's informatic world, especially where everybody can actually say something and it doesn't need to be correct or it doesn't need to be true. Some people may just buy it. This is why scam is on the rise, because people don't verify their information. Okay, so I shall send this list. You can go to my Telegram group and read it. And anyway, the Telegram group is not for agents lah. Agents, I know y'all are like my competitor also lah, but you're also my friend, right? I always provide with y'all so many information. So my Telegram group y'all want to join okay lah, join secretly, then support a little bit lah, then subscribe lah. Don't because I'm your competitor then you don't subscribe correct or not? Okay. Okay, so before we go so far, okay lah, just kidding lah, okay. Okay, the one thing that I say, okay, like just now I say there's many things that happen. Also, many people waiting for bubble to burst. I don't know, last year I did so many videos and tell you that there is no bubble. Everybody says that it will burst, blah, 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 blah. It didn't burst, okay? In 2020, okay, there is a district with a lot of new launches, okay? And this district has a lot of supply. A lot of people say that they cannot sell finish, they will drop price and whatsoever. It also didn't happen, guys. Okay, the price didn't drop. They managed to sell 100%, and you realize in today this list of ABSD need to pay by the developer doesn't have those district properties. Today my job is very simple. I'm just trying to verify what I say is correct lah, guys. Don't try to challenge me because time has shown results. The last point I want to talk about before we go to other discussion is that I realized that the 15 months wait out period, okay, this is because a lot of people is sharing and saying that the government cooling measure is not working. The government cooling measure is not effective. The government put a cooling measure, still give people extra grant. Even though I did the video and says that the extra grant is not a measure that will increase the price, nor is it a measure that will drop the price, I still see a lot of unnecessary comments on what the government do cooling measure still increase the grant push HDB price up I got no comments, man, bro. Okay. Okay, bro and sister out there. 15 months wait out period. This is a very big thing. I don't know if you all forget about it, but there is a 15 months wait out period for private property owners that want to move to HDB. And these private property owners that want to move to HDB, you have to be above, I think, the age of 55. Then you wouldn't need to do the wait out period and you can only buy 4-room and below. If you want to buy 4-room and above, you need to wait until 15 months wait out period. If you are below 55, you need to wait 15 months wait out period. In the last 3 to 4 years, a lot of people, okay, they have used their children's name that haven't get married okay, to go and buy properties. So they will tell the children, no, daddy or mama use your name to go and buy property. Then the children that time got girlfriend, boyfriend, but haven't get married. Let's sidetrack a little bit lah. I just want to share with you guys that yes, we have very low birth rates. I mean, like very little people are giving birth to babies. But there is many people getting married. There's many people that get married because they want their own place. There's many young people that get married without the goal of having a baby, just having a goal to buy a house. This has also motivated the market in the last 2 to 3 years. Why many of these people want to have a house of their own is also motivated by the pandemic. So this thing is already happening, and one of the biggest reasons why the HDB market is being pushed is this. Later there's a link to another of the topic one. Actually in property, everything is linkage. It's whether your mind can see all the spider web, can mind map properly or not. If you cannot, then you will be a one-sided opinion, okay? So a lot of these parents have used their children's name to buy condos, to buy new launch for investment because they don't want to decouple, they don't want to sell away their HDB flat, or they want to buy their third property without paying ABSD. Nowadays, this problem is a big problem because a lot of these children now want to get married, want to buy their own house, but they cannot buy because the parents use their name. Okay, I don't only come across one, not two, not three, but many of these cases is happening. So if you decide to use your children's name to buy a private new launch for investment or resale for investment, think about this. Today, if you think about selling away the private new launch, your kid has to wait 15 months before they can buy a HDB. So nowadays, kids, they don't want to inherit your house. They want to be independent. When they get married, the guy and girl says that, hey, we want to be independent. We want to have something of our own. We don't want to depend on our parents. This is the Singapore children's mindset, okay? Of course, not everyone is like that, but most of the people are like this. So this 15 months period, right, is forcing these people to sell away their new launch, sub-sale, or just DOB project or their resale. They need to sell away because they need to free up their children's name so that in the next 15 months, if they get married and they want to buy a property, they can buy. This is a big problem. Second, I've come across cases that my customer staying in the HDB inherit a condo. They sell away the condo. They thought they can sell away the HDB and upgrade since it's an inherit condo. Okay, the government says that sorry, you have to wait 15 months. So they appeal, didn't get it. This is another scenario that is happening in the market. So can you all feel how tough the government is on this cooling measure? They are not going to take chance on it. So even if you inherit a private property, you sell it off, then you want to go and upgrade your HDB, also cannot. You need to wait until the 15 months wait out period for your selling, and then you can go and sell away your HDB and upgrade to another bigger or smaller HDB. So this is also a big problem. I just want to let all of you know that the cooling measure is in place, is working, okay? But recently, there's a lot of parliament discussion. Now we go to the main topic. Because I didn't really go through the whole thing, and I'm not citing anybody, but I want to tell you that in the parliament discussion, there was some things that was being brought up, and it shows clearly the direction of the government and the direction of the ministry and the whole outlook. If you realize the major problem today is that there is not enough BTO flats, there is not enough new supply entering the market to continue to hold down the price of the resale market. And if the BTO flats are not being speed up, a lot of young couples that want to get married, have baby, they want to go and have a house, then the BTO flat delay, then they like, shit, I forfeit my BTO lah, and then I go and buy resale, and that's where the resale prices go up. This is the main reason, if you don't know lah. Okay, then I'm telling you, this is the main reason. So this is why in the parliament discussion, a lot of them are talking about how fast can they build BTO flats, how much more BTO flats must they build, how much more BTO flats must they build, to the extent that our DPM Lawrence Wong says that if I build so much and then suddenly the market doesn't need so much, it will crash. It's dangerous. I just shorten whatever he say lah. Of course, his English is better than mine. But you see, the government needs to control the supply, guys. It's not just inserting. The government is also afraid that if they insert too much, then when they want to hold back, it's going to be difficult. These are not your kopitiam talk. It's not as easy as what you think to manage the supply. So the government has to manage the supply in the HDB market to pull down HDB prices. Again, there's another thing that I disagree is that if the government control HDB prices, private price will stop going up. It's not true. If you look at past data, private price has went up, HDB price go down. It's invert. It's not proportionate. It's not correlated. Okay, HDB prices go up, private price go up today. Yes, that is definitely. But when HDB price go down, will private price go down? I don't think the relationship is there and is so big. So again, let's go back to the main topic is that the government is definitely going to stabilize HDB prices. But this cooling measure is for the next time. Means it's not going to happen immediately. So the ultimate biggest cooling measure, if you all don't know, which is a long-term cooling measure, is to manage the land sales. Is to manage the land sales in the private market, manage the land sales in the HDB market. In HDB, they don't bid for land. So if you read the article and you listen to the parliament discussion, they did say that they pay 85% of how much the chief valuator has gauged the land. Okay, so there is already a concession, something like 85% concession, like 15% concession, because they only pay 85%. I'm not too sure if I'm 100% correct. I'm just explaining to you what I read. But I'm trying to tell you that the government has to manage. And they are discussing about this because eventually the biggest cooling measure is supply. As long as they insert more and more supply, the supply and demand is quite proportionate. Supply is a little bit lesser and not too much, or supply is a little bit more but not too many, then prices are more or less stable. So what is the government trying to achieve in the HDB market? I think they are achieving stability. So overall, right, today's market is to achieve stability because HDB is public housing. Public housing is to help everybody. Then there is also discussion on dropping HDB prices. And if you read the article clearly, I'm not saying that I'm siding them, but imagine the people previously were paying BTO prices here. Then today the government agree and say that yes, we should lower BTO prices and we put BTO prices here. What will happen to the market, guys? The market will be in problem. There is so many snowball effect that will happen, butterfly effect that will happen. So decreasing the land price is never a correct way. And 85% of land valuation, I think, is already very fair. So everything needs to meet an equilibrium, a middle point. The number one thing to achieve is stability. So I don't want to say this anymore because in the last few months, if you watch my video, I keep telling you there's a pent-up demand, there's not enough supply, and the constructions are delayed. Then they need to slowly build. Until today, they are still delayed. And this is also why we have our property market in the last few years plus today. And also, I always tell you that during the pandemic, people learn to cherish their house more because they spend most of their time there even working. So some people buy a bigger house, Some youngsters feel that they should have their own room. Some youngsters feel that they should have their own house. This is what happened. This is what the pandemic has taught us. So, I already discussed this many times already. So I'm not going to discuss this again. Okay? So I just want to sum up and give an explanation why there is nothing to discuss about this land price to me and there's nothing to discuss about this BTO price. It's just to make sure that it's not too cheap, not too expensive. That's all. It has to meet market standards. And the number one cooling measure that is going to be in place for the next 5 to 10 years at least is to insert supply. Insert. That is the biggest cooling measure and it's a long-term effect. When the pandemic came, the pandemic stopped construction. So there's no way to insert BTO projects, because construction stopped, BTO projects got delayed. Whether what will happen today is construction is very important. So if you want to see prices go up again, can. When construction stop long, I don't know, pandemic, raw material, war, or whatsoever, I'm not too sure. But anything that can cause construction to stop, cause supply to be delayed, will push up prices. It's already a scenario that has proven. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is also the bank rates. So in February, right, they actually have a meeting, the Fed actually have a meeting, and they increase by 25 basis points, which is 0.25, which is lesser than previously. Hopefully in March, it's going to stay 0.25, then 0.25 again, and not 0.5. So I feel that we can slowly see, and if you watch a lot of my videos, I say that June will definitely be the stabilizing point. So in June, we will see how the rates will go, how the rate will turn. So we need to be patient on this. But I don't want to say so much on this because this is like a prediction. But so I don't like to speculate or predict. So I want to tell you one thing is that the rates will not forever be high. So you got to use this logic and understand that the rates go with inflation, go with recession, go with a lot of other things in the world. So if you understand it carefully, right, you will realize that it cannot be an up climbing rate. It cannot hit 7, 8%, 9%. Especially in Singapore. This is at least what I think. So disclaimer, whether you believe it or not. Okay? Last but not least of this video, wow, this video is very long. It's 20 over minutes because there's so many things that I want to discuss. And before I do this video, right, I was still thinking like, shit, I don't know what I want to do in this week. Okay, the last thing is I want to give a very short property prediction. I call this prediction, not speculation, because I think it will happen and I'm quite sure it will happen. That's why I like to say 80-90% it will happen. But this happening, right, to me is not a sign that the market needs a cooling measure. Okay, so I'm going to explain this before the next few months, the news article start coming out. Then some of you start to think that, hey, you know, the market is going up again. There's a bull run again. I don't know. There's always this bull run cow on the left and this going to crash cow on the right, lah. Okay, but I'm not that cow. Okay, I'm the person that look at the market in a very open manner and understand it and counter it and play with it and benefit from it. Understand? Okay, so the next property prediction that will definitely happen is that, guys, the next article will definitely come out maybe in March or in April or in May to tell you that the first quarter property transaction volume has increased. Definitely increased one, guys. Every quarter volume, whether it is HDB resale market, it will definitely increase one. Because everyone this year January is January, December is your Chinese New Year and your Christmas, so very little people buy properties. People will start buying properties now. So the market is definitely moving now. There is no way everybody will tell you that, hey, the market this month or next month March the market will drop. No, this is the start of the whole year market. So market will definitely move. It's normal for transaction volume to increase. It's normal for prices to increase. It's the overall average percentage increase monthly and quarterly that shows you whether the market is stable or not just the volume go out. So when you read article, right, read the objective, the 重点, the 重点, okay? Don't read already, hey, you see market go on the bull run again. No, it doesn't, okay? Next, new launch sales go up. It's definitely new launch sales will go up one. There is a lot of launch this year, guys. So if you read any of the news article and the news article say new launch transaction has go up compared to 2022, is highly possible because there's a lot of transactions coming out, a lot of new launch coming out. If you read my Telegram group again, I already show you what are the new launches that is going to come out for the next few months. And if you're interested, you can call me. Okay, then I will provide you with the help. Okay, no commission one because the developer paying me ma. So it's definitely index volume, everything will go out on the first quarter, will go out again on the second quarter. This is something that cannot run away. But definitely I feel that the increment and the index will not the percentage will not increase as much as last year. But will it go up? Definitely. Okay, this is something that you cannot run away. This is just a market norm. So in the next few months to come, if you hear an article like this, please don't think that, hey, come on, like a bull run is coming. I don't think it's true. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope I have used enough energy to explain to you the correct understanding of this video and the correct understanding of some of the information. Did you really take the correct information? It's not about having like a second perspective or other perspective. It's about the probability of that perspective by understanding the reality of the market and having the knowledge of the market to understand what will happen. Not just you have another perspective, then you will think that that thing will happen, but the probability is not there, guys. It's like the number of first timer that is in the HDB market is not like 90%. There's no 90% first timer in the HDB market. So don't think that a 30k grant will just push the HDB price up. And 30k is only for 3-room and 4-room and need 2 Singaporean to get married. Those 1 Singaporean and foreigner, 1 Singaporean and PR, they don't get the 30k. And if you buy 5-room, it's only 10k. What is 10k to 5, 6, 800,000, guys? Okay, I don't want to stop complaining already. I already explained my point. Thank you, hit the like button and bye bye.